Been a tragic day for a lot of families in Central Texas. This afternoon, 2 people were killed in a Bastrop County crash involving a school bus, a concrete truck, and a passenger vehicle.
One of those victims, a little boy in pre-kindergarten who was coming home from a field trip. According to Texas DPS, just after 2 o'clock this afternoon, a Hays CISD bus was going west on SH-21 when a concrete truck going east veered over and hit it. Another car crashed into the back of the bus, killing that driver and a pre-K student on the bus.
Those students were from Tom Green Elementary School in Buda. They were returning from a field trip to the zoo in Bastrop. A DPS spokesperson said that it was a very hard day for everyone involved today.
It's difficult. It's something we actually do for a living, but it's difficult when you find children this young that are involved in a crash, especially when there's a deceased or major injuries.
Medics evaluated 53 patients. About 20 of them were either flown or driven to local hospitals in the Austin area.
KVUE's Ford Sanders has been on the scene of that accident all day. And Ford, how are things looking out there right now?
Quita, Brian, a much different scene here tonight. I've actually seen what seems to be like some service trucks coming in and out, but State Highway 21 is completely back open after that crash today. But when we got here earlier this afternoon, it was much more chaotic. We're talking 44 preschoolers and 11 adults on that bus after a cement truck veered in the way, causing the school bus to roll over. Now you can see in some video that we have here that the bus's roof was completely crumbled in there on the front. A child and an adult died because of this wreck. Now here's what some of the police radio traffic sounded like this afternoon.
Just make sure I heard you correct. It's school bus rollover, 21 at Caldwell.
10-4, we're getting additional calls saying there's multiple other units of correction, other vehicles involved. One being a concrete truck that also rolled over. That driver is out. There is one vehicle. The caller advised there's nothing left and a possible dead body at the location.
New tonight, Hays CISD Superintendent Eric Wright sent an email to parents saying he's heartbroken by this crash and praying for everyone affected. He also says the bus driver and other adults who were on board sprung into action to help the children despite their own injuries. Now, while we've been out here, we also got the chance to meet a man by the name of Eric Anaya. He actually lives right next to where this crash took place. He says he was on the phone with his wife and his father when he found out about it. Says his family jumped in to help as quickly as they could.
It's just something that it just comes a habit to us, wanting to help out other people in situations like this. I mean, we don't like to see somebody lose their life, especially a child. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to work your emotions and work your way through things that's happening around you within seconds. Yeah. But it's just a good thing that my family was there to help out.
Just a reminder, tonight this road is back open. We also heard from Hays CISD officials around 6:45 p.m. They were able to reunite some parents with some of the students that were on the bus. Now, Texas DPS says that it's still under investigation, of course, so they haven't said what, if any, charges will be filed in this wreck today. Now, live in Bastrop County, Ford Sanders, KVUE News.
Thank you so much, Ford. And again, the kids involved in this crash were pre-K students from Tom Green Elementary School in Buda.
According to Travis County EMS, the kids involved in the crash who didn't need to go to the hospital were taken to a reunification site to meet back up with their parents earlier this evening. The school district says all those families were reunited by 6:45 tonight.
Governor Greg Abbott issued a statement on social media writing, quote, Texas First Lady Cecilia Abbott and I are saddened to hear about this tragic accident, and we ask all Texans to join us in prayer for Tom Green Elementary students and families during this difficult time. I've spoken with Hays CISD Superintendent Dr. Eric Wright and offered the state's full support as they help their community through this tragedy, end quote.
According to Hays CISD's Transportation Department, the district has more than 200 buses responsible for transporting more than 11,000 students in that school district. Each year, the state requires districts to report school bus crashes to the Texas Education Agency. According to the most recent data, Hays CISD reported 6 school bus crashes in the 2022-23 school year. involving 106 students. No one was hurt in any of those crashes. The state mandates that students on school buses wear seat belts if the buses have seat belts. Now, seat belts are not required. Hays CISD's rules are in line with that, requiring that students fasten their seat belts on buses if they're available.
Today's crash is not only a tragedy for the children, families, and the community, it's another statistic to add to the growing number of crashes, many of them deadly, along Highway 21 east of Austin. Here's more from KVUE's Bob Buckaloo.
Texas Highway 21 runs from San Marcos to the Texas-Louisiana border, but it's the stretch of road from Hays County to Bryan College Station that has earned a bad reputation as one of the most dangerous highways in central Texas. In some places, it's narrow with no shoulders. It lacks turning lanes where some are needed. Wrecks occur frequently on Highway 21, often the result of drivers not paying attention. And so it was along Highway 21 in Bastrop County a few years ago. 4 children died, 3 of them brother and sisters, in a crash that left a woman critically injured. Their car had stopped on the highway to make a left turn and was rear-ended by a pickup truck. The tragedy was compounded by the fact that there was once a turning lane where the wreck happened, but it had been removed.
And there was a turn lane there at one time, and they took it out because people were using it unsafely. And they're, then you got to hurry up and go.
Joy Osborne lives near Highway 21 where the crash occurred in 2019.
They've already dropped the speed on this road, so how far can you drop it down if people aren't paying attention when they're driving,
Today's tragedy is another chapter in the saga of Highway 21. Whether the fault is with drivers or the highway design or both, the question is, what will it take to make it safer? Bob Buckaloo, KVUE News.
Thank you, Bob. And to recap our top story tonight, 2 people, a boy in pre-K and a driver from another car, were killed after a crash involving a Hays CISD school bus, a concrete truck, and a passenger vehicle. At
this point, DPS has not said if any charges will be filed. As we learn more information, we'll bring you updates on the air here on KVUE and at our website, KVUE.com.